Morning world, it's your boy Craddy, pushed up, prayed up, I'm blessed. You already know. And I tore my quad tendon. How about that? I tore my quad tendon about 3 weeks ago, about the same day that Pat Mahomes, Devontae Adams, Micah Parsons, we all went down on the same day. I don't know what happened, but they got us up out of here. So I just want to give a little bit of a backdrop and backstory of what happened, what's going on, a little update, and just so I can kind of monitor and track my rehab over the next couple of months because it is a lengthy process. So to start off, I tore the quad tendon doing broad jumps and box jumps. I was working out, feeling athletic with my boys, whole workout was good from start to beginning, warm up, progressions, everything, good money. And the last set, last rep, did a broad jump over like 4 hurdles, and then a box jump. Did one, landed it, but the box kind of like kicked out from under me, so I wanted to get a clean one. Go back, do my broad jump. I land my broad jump, probably too much on my heel impact, and when I went up for that box jump, there was no spring in the right leg. So I went to go up, wasn't going up, crashed into the box. Looked like I just kind of took a wipe out, but it was worse than that. My knee was so hot. I didn't hear a pop, I didn't hear no sounds or nothing of the sort. When it happened very fast, but my knee was very hot after and very immobile, and I just knew something wasn't right at this point. Couldn't bend it, couldn't extend it. Had like a little something poking out. I thought it was a bone, but it wasn't. It was just swollen. I don't know, it was so bad. So from there, went straight to urgent care, got the x-ray done. X-ray came back clean, which was awesome, but I knew something wasn't good in there. Played sports all my life, football, from Papua High School, college, semi-pro. Haven't had any crazy injuries, no surgeries. Now I got one. So that was the hard part about everything, but took it in stride. I don't feel down, I'm not depressed, I'm not mad at the world. Things happen, injuries happen. It's just part of the process. It's, part of the game, like free throws and fouls. So now I just have to do what I need to do to recover and make sure I heal properly so I can have good quality of life as I continue to grow in age. A little backstory for the surgery. So like I said, went to an urgent care doctor. He saw me, I think I went the next day. Yeah, the next day to get I see a doctor or whatever, try to get an MRI. Went to the urgent care doctor. He felt around, he was like, yeah, you tore your quad tendon, ruptured it. I'm like, And so I'm like, all right, that happened. And then he's like trying to book me for surgery for the next day. And I'm just like, hold on, this is all happening very fast. Like, injury just happened. I don't even know your name. Like, I just met you, whatever the case is. No MRI was done yet, so I wasn't too comfortable with that. I wanted to get a second opinion, and I definitely wanted to get an MRI done so that I know that this is fixed right the first time. Don't want to have to go back in or anything being missed. So I wanted to make sure we had a clear view of what we were fixing and repairing and what needed to be done. Ended up getting the MRI. I took it to the doctor that I wanted to take it to, Dr. Carr at HSS. Great guy, real good guy, great bedside manners. He was just real comforting and thorough and everything above the sun with what was going on in the process, how long it would take. Surgery was probably like an hour and a half. They put me under anesthesia. I ain't never been under anesthesia. It was crazy. They kept telling me how I was gonna have this great nap. And boy, did I get some good sleep. They wheeled me into the operating room, which was crazy. I ain't never been in one. It's machines everywhere. I'm like, yo, bro, this is like a mechanic repair shop. And they were like, yeah, that's kind of what we're about to do. I was like, all right. So laid me on the table. Asked me what's my favorite vacation spot. And I'm like, I'm thinking of things. I'm like, I have always wanted to see the Northern Lights. He was like, don't worry, you'll be there in no time. I was like, huh? Out like a light. Next thing I know, I wake up, OR, gowned up, groggy, like what just happened? It was such a crazy experience, but everything went well. I haven't bent my knee in about like a month. That's kind of annoying. I got this crazy brace on. He adjusted it from 0 to like 30 degrees so I can get in and out of cars without having my leg bent straight. That's about as much bending as it's done so far. So now I'm just on my road to recovery. Now I'm probably, like I said, 11 days post-surgery. So just trying to get in the groove of things. PT will be starting soon. But I've been doing some at-home stuff just to make sure that I'm activating, engaging, and making sure we heal properly and we get the right scar tissue going, and just making sure we doing our due diligence to make sure we have good quality of life and are able to get back into the swing of things when the time comes. It's a long road to recovery. Doctor said about 6 months before I'm at 50% of my strength. Anywhere from 9 months to a year before I'm back to like where I was beforehand. My doctor said most athletes are back, moving and grooving at 9 months. So I know I have at least 9 months before I can get back to the swing of certain things. In the meantime, I have been doing some light training just because I can't not train. I'm not working right now, so I have all this extra free time that I have to utilize and kind of be productive with. So I've been doing light upper body training, nothing standing, nothing too heavy as far as weight bearing. I'm not lugging around 100-pound dumbbells, walking around places back and forth. In the gym, I actually try to keep all my movements into a smaller area. So like I kind of scope out what I'm training and what machines are in the area that I'm gonna be in prior to starting. Just so I know I'm not walking across the gym back and forth, creating more issues for the leg and tiring it out, because it is pretty fatiguing to be walking around on one leg all day. So like I said, I kind of like cluster my workouts. So if I'm doing chest, I find where the fly machine is, whether it's the machine or the cable. I did a seated chest press. My gym also has like a multi-use decline bench, so you can do a flat bench press, you can do a decline press, and it's plate loaded, so spent a lot of time on there. I did some close grip bench press for the triceps on the bar, but again, nothing too crazy, nothing too maxing out, not trying to have any leg drive in most of my movements. Just want to make sure that I'm still fluid in my movements, keeping some type of strength and heart rate up, and not falling too far off the wagon. Also making sure I'm using this time to double down on my diet. If I'm not training as much, can't do the cardio that I would normally do. I've been trying to do the rower here and there. It's cool, not too bad. Trying on the lower back to get a good back pump, but just trying to mitigate ways to get a good calorie burn in the meantime. So some of what I'm gonna do today when I do at home, I do ankle pumps. I do quad sets where it's pretty much like driving the back of your knee into the floor, flexing the quad with an isometric hold for about 5 to 10 seconds. That's the hard part, because I don't want it to cramp, but I also want to make sure I'm working in that movement. It's tough. It's tough. Anybody who's had a serious injury, quad tear, ACL, MCL, all that, ACL, MCU, legs of 5. But anybody who's gone through that knows that it's a rough road and journey. Sleeping was so hard the first couple of days. Sleeping in like 2-hour pockets, can't lay on my side, can't lay on my stomach. It's kind of crazy, but here we are, still moving and grooving and still kind of seeing it through. Whoa.